All right, ready to explore the underwater world. Today, we're diving deep, pun intended, into one of the most fundamental aspects of scuba diving, buoyancy control.
And more specifically,
More specifically, how that trusty piece of equipment, the BCD, can make or break your underwater experience.
music to my ears.
Ah,
It's one thing to know you need a BCD, whole other thing to understand how it elevates your entire dive. We've got a section from a scuba diving manual a listener sent over.
perfect timing, too,
Yeah.
because it's the difference between, clumsily bouncing off a coral reef because you can't get your buoyancy right,
Ouch. Yeah.
and, effortlessly gliding through totally in sync with the environment.
Exactly. That's the magic of buoyancy control. And this manual, it really gets into the nitty-gritty.
So let's break it down.
Starting with the basics. Your BCD. Think of it like an inflatable bladder that you adjust
Okay.
to counteract your natural buoyancy, allowing you to float, sink, or hover, ideally effortlessly.
Like having your own little personal buoyancy control panel.
Exactly. Strapped right to you.
Okay, cool. Now, the manual, it really emphasizes getting the right BCD size.
Rightfully so.
Why is that so important?
It all comes down to lift capacity, right?
Mm,
So the BCD needs to generate enough upward force to bring you back to the surface,
yeah,
even if you're carrying extra weight,
from gear.
gear,
Yeah.
weights, maybe a hearty lunch, who knows. But yeah, safety first, always.
Always, always, always. Speaking of safety, the manual goes on to describe all the different parts of the BCD.
Yeah, it's more than just an inflatable pillow.
Right. Like, what's the deal with this trachea hose?
That's your lifeline to the surface, my friend.
Really?
Well, it connects your BCD to your air supply. So yeah, pretty important.
Okay.
You've got the mouthpiece, too,
Oh,
for those times when you need a little extra puff of air in your BCD. And of course, those all-important buttons.
so there's more than one.
Oh yeah, you got your power inflate button, your oral inflate button. It's a whole system.
Okay. I'm seeing why we're doing a deep dive on this. And there's something here about a safety valve.
Ah, yes, a little lifesaver.
Okay.
It's there to prevent what we call a BCD blowup.
Wait, you can blow up a BCD?
Not in the exciting way. Think of it like blowing up a balloon until it pops. Not what we want happening underwater.
Definitely not. I'm guessing that's what the safety valve is for.
Exactly. It's like a pressure release valve. Keeps everything safe and sound.
Okay, good to know. So we've got inflation down, but then I was reading about deflation, and it's like, whoa, there's more to it than just hitting the deflate button.
It's all about physics.
Oh, no, not physics.
Don't worry. It's pretty straightforward. Air, it likes to take the easy way out. Moves from high pressure to low pressure. So to deflate your BCD, you have to create that path for the air to escape. Upwards.
Which is where the whole stretching the trachea hose thing comes in,
Right.
right? Or
Except-
like pulling it up to activate the drainage valve.
Exactly.
Okay.
By positioning that valve as the highest point, you create that pressure difference, air escapes.
Huh. So it's like finding that sweet spot, that highest point on the BCD, it's key for deflation.
Absolutely. No matter which valve you're using, it all comes back to those basic principles.
Okay, got it. And speaking of principles, the manual, it really stresses the need for practice.
You can never have too much practice.
Right, especially when it comes to achieving neutral buoyancy. Why is that so important?
Well, imagine you're trying to take a picture, right, of this amazing, delicate coral formation,
Okay.
but you can't stay still. You're constantly overshooting it
Ugh, frustrating.
or undershooting.
Yeah, that too.
Frustrating, right? Mastering buoyancy, it means you're interacting with this underwater world responsibly,
That's a good point.
not harming corals, not stirring up sediment.
Not scaring the fish.
Exactly.
It's not just about, our own comfort and enjoyment down there.
It's about being a good guest, respecting the environment we're privileged to explore.
Which actually brings us back to a well-fitted BCD.
It all connects.
It's not just about safety, it's about having that right amount of lift and trim for, your body.
For your body type, for the kind of diving you'll be doing.
So a well-fitted BCD, it actually contributes to better buoyancy control.
100%.
Huh. The manual did mention something about adjusting the shoulder and waist straps, too.
Comfort is key. You don't want to be distracted by a pinching strap when you're trying to admire a school of fish.
Right. Wow, this is a lot to think about. For someone just starting out, it can feel kind of overwhelming. But I'm sensing a but coming.
But like with anything worthwhile, patience and practice are key. It's an ongoing journey, this whole buoyancy control thing.
Right.
But the payoff, it's immense. effortless movement, a deeper connection with the marine environment,
And ultimately,
a far, far more rewarding scuba diving experience.
absolutely. On that note, here's a final thought to ponder. As you're gearing up for your diving adventures, think about this. How would mastering these skills not only change how you experience the underwater world, but also how the marine life perceives your presence? We'll leave you with that image.